in the air and in staging on the ground for any issues that may come up. Such as last night, we had the wind pick up and it burned an additional 700 to 800 acres, and it breached the 14 freeway at between Sand Canyon and Agua Dulce, and it was south of the 14 freeway. That was not expected, and we've been working on that all morning and through the day. The firefighters on the incident continue to spot check around the homes, working all the perimeter of the fire and the hot spots around the homes. We have been doing a damage assessment on tracking the homes that have been damaged and lost. And additionally, we had a spot near the old road and the 5 freeway about 10 miles away near Castaic Lake that damaged 6 homes, and we lost 2 homes. And we've been working on that. That was an 18-acre spot. So with all that work being done today and under these winds, we feel like we made good progress to allow repopulation. So at 5 o'clock today, we're going to repopulate the following areas. We're going to be between Whites Canyon and Sierra Highway, south of Plum Canyon, north of Soledad Canyon. So at 5 o'clock today, we've started doing that. And at the address in addition, on Sand Canyon, at the address of 29310 South Sand Canyon, everything south of that, we will repopulate. And that is the fire station. That's LA County Fire Station 132. Everything south of that on Sand Canyon to Placerita Canyon will be repopulated. And that too will be at 5 o'clock. Now at 6 o'clock, an hour later, we're repopulating an additional area, and that is along Sierra Highway at Linda Vista. Linda Vista West on Sierra Highway, we will repopulate that area. All these other areas, we feel we're going to maintain the evacuation order and assess tomorrow morning, and we hope to be able to help that and let more folks in their homes tomorrow. But right now, we are still concerned about the winds that'll be light to moderate northeast tonight, and then transition to the prevailing wind, which is coming out of the south-southwest tomorrow about noon. As we do that, we have to make sure the remainder of this shift and tonight we really secure the north end of the fire. We want to keep this fire out of the Angeles National Forest to the north of us and to the south of us, and ensure the stability of all the housing communities in Santa Clarita. And with that, I just want to thank all the cooperators and unified commanders on this incident, and the support from the city of Santa Clarita as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Pena. Next, Supervisor from the 5th District, Los Angeles County, Catherine Barger.
Thank you. One thing that I want to remind everyone, as we do repopulation, it's important to remind the public to do so safely. Hazards can still exist, including damaged utilities, exposed burnout structure, fire ash, as well as hazardous materials. So please make sure you either use gloves and have eye protection and N95 rated mask, because we don't want you to get injured or have your lungs damaged. For those that have experienced damages and looking for recovery services, we want you to dial 211. 211 will be able to coordinate with you as it relates to the recovery services available. And I know that Insurance Commissioner Lara has reached out and will be providing support for those that have had extensive damage as it relates to insurance issues and navigating the insurance process. The 2 evacuation centers, which are West Ranch High School and College of the Canyons, are at capacity, so I know they are going to be helping to repopulate. I want to personally thank the individuals. I went out there today and talked to them. People there expressed gratitude to our first responders. I want to thank them for their understanding. I found that when you provide information, they're far more understanding. I think the most frustrating thing for them was not knowing. And so I want to thank them for their patience. For anyone that wants to keep up with what is going on, they can go on to lacounty.gov and be linked to our Emergency Operations Center, who will be providing real-time information. But I also want to thank our sheriff's deputies who are going to help with the repopulation. Please, please, please heed their advice, their warnings. As you move, be patient. A lot of people are coming back into the areas. You can imagine with over 50,000 people being evacuated, the largest in Santa Clarita Valley in the history. It's important for us to understand that we want to do this in a very, for lack of a better term, rational way. So please be patient with our law enforcement and help them to make this a process that's going to ensure public safety. And I want to thank Sheriff Villanueva and your entire team, including Captain Lewis, for the work that you've done keeping the residents here safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. Next, I'd like to mention a couple of folks from the city of Santa Clarita that are here but not speaking. Mayor Pro Tem Cameron Smythe and City Manager Ken Striplin. And I would like to... And Senator Scott Wilk. I'd also like to invite up next Mayor of the city of Santa Clarita, Marcia McLean.
Thank you very much. Well, this has certainly been a harrowing couple of days for the city of Santa Clarita, and we cannot thank the first responders, our fire department, our sheriffs, the highway patrol, for being able to make sure that people are safe. One of the things that is absolutely short of a miracle is the fact that our fire department has been able to contain the fire the way it has with these winds and keeping it at the acreage that it is right now. I also want to thank our citizens, because our citizens have been really great. When they've been asked to evacuate, they have evacuated, and that is keeping them safe and our fire personnel safe as well. So I just want to mention one other thing. The city's Emergency Operations Center is still in force. You can go to santaclaritaemergency.com. They have been keeping in touch with all of the agencies that are involved here to make sure that our citizens have up-to-date information. santaclaritaemergency.com. Continue to be safe. Thank you once again to our fire department and first responders. We can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'd like to invite up Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Assistant Chief Pena and the fire department for all the fine work they've done, working side by side with members of my department, Highway Patrol, local officials, and from the county, the Board of Supervisor, Catherine Barger. Thank you for all your support. A lot of work still to go. We still have only 5% containment. We still have residents that are evacuated, and we're asking for patience. As soon as the fire department deems it safe, and we will begin a gradual process of repopulating all the evacuated areas, and we will maintain a presence first in the evacuated zone. Still, we have a force protection in place to prevent anyone taking advantage of the absence of the residents. And then in the areas that are going to be repopulated now at 5 and at 6 o'clock, we will also have deputies there, very highly visible presence, to ensure that only the residents are the ones that are returning to their populated areas and no one else who is unwelcome. And I had the chance to visit the command center, the staging area, and also the Red Cross Center at College of the Canyons. And there was a car club from the City of Industry, Purist Club, who was kind enough to deliver a truckload of toys for the kids who were impacted by this evacuation. So they had something to do. So that was a nice touch from them. And it's good to see people just rolling up their sleeves and helping. And this has happened all over the place. And at the Red Cross Center, we saw that in play right there. The Department of Mental Health is there present, along with all the resources from the Red Cross. They have medical personnel available, and so it's a good sight to see. And let me switch to Spanish real quick. Quiero avisar que hay áreas evacuadas que van a ser restablecidos. Vamos a permitir que los residentes entren, y esas son las comunidades de Plum Canyon, Whites Canyon, Sand Canyon, que queda al sur del Soledad Canyon, y Placerita Canyon. Esas 4 comunidades entre ahora a las 5 y a las 6 se va a permitir reingresar los que son residentes de esos sitios. Los que quedan todavía evacuados, por favor, tengan paciencia cuando ya los bomberos dicen que no es peligroso volver a esos sitios y ya está a salvo. Entonces podemos permitir que los residentes vayan introduciéndose otra vez a esas áreas. Los alguaciles vamos a estar presentes en todas las áreas evacuadas y los que ya se están estableciendo para mantener el orden y la paz en todas esas áreas. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next from California Highway Patrol, Captain Ed Crucy.
Hi, good evening. Currently, the northbound side of SR 14 is open to all traffic. The southbound freeway of SR 14 is closed from Agua Dulce Canyon Road to Sand Canyon Road. Caltrans has inspected the southbound side of the freeway and will open it as soon as we can, but unfortunately it must be safe for us to open the freeway. We have brought in additional CHP resources from out Southern California to assist with the fire. We have an excellent relationship with both the sheriff and fire department, and we are coordinating our efforts to work on our shared mission of protecting life and property. If you come across law enforcement personnel at a closure, it is imperative you follow their instructions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, from the California Highway Patrol, Officer Chanel Gonzalez.
Buenas tardes y mucho gusto. Mi nombre es Oficial González con la Patrulla de Caminos. Estamente el norte del 14 está abierto y el sur del 14 está cerrado hasta la salida de Agua Dulce y abre en Sand Canyon. El departamento de Caltrans inspectaron el lado sur del 14 y la quemazón dañó mucha propiedad y están trabajando para abrir ese lado lo más pronto que podemos. Nuestra agencia trajo más personal de oficiales para asistir con esta quemazón y nosotros tenemos buena relación con los sheriffs y bomberos y estamos trabajando muy duro para enfocar la seguridad de la gente. Última cosa, es muy importante que la gente trabaje con los oficiales y bomberos y seguir reglas para que todo salga bien. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. That concludes our briefing tonight. I'd like to invite all of you to take the opportunity to seek individual interviews with our speakers behind me here. And I also like to remind the public to continue to monitor what's going on this incident with the most recent incident updates at LA County Fire Department's Twitter feed at LACOFDPIO, and go to Los Angeles County Fire Department's website, fire.lacounty.gov, for our major incident webpage. Thank you very much.
All right, you've been listening to a briefing by officials with LA County, the Sheriff's Department, the Fire Department, along with the Highway Patrol, talking about an update on the Tick Fire, which, as we know, has damaged or destroyed at least 6 homes. 2 homes lost, 6 homes damaged. Good news, they're repopulating some of the areas now. Let's go over that if we could. One of them that's reopening right now is north of Soledad Canyon between Whites Canyon and Sierra Highway.
Right, and in Sand Canyon, south of Fire Station 132. And then at 6 o'clock tonight,